I couldn't agree with you more. You can't be a fintech company without wondering or being involved in Web3. So for those of us who don't work in the payments industry or who may not be merchants, it's not immediately clear how complicated this space is. Can you tell us a little bit about the challenges that merchants face in this environment, especially in the MENA region where your company has been working for over a decade?
So we have more than 100 employees here, and we're going to hire another 100 because obviously we were saying it's 100 in the year that is coming, and more than half in Saudi. The reason there is so much complexity in payments is that every single country has different payment methods on what we call pay-in, the ability to capture revenue, and different payment methods on the payout. Being Saudi specific, here we have MADA. On payouts we have STC Pay, we have Saria, and if I'm a merchant here in Saudi, I could connect some of them directly or through my bank. But if I'm a global merchant and we process for like Facebook, TikTok, Netflix, Klarna, Samsung, Adidas, Sony, I mean the really big ones, they don't want to go country by country. So they need somebody who is going to basically offer all the pay-in methods, all the payout methods, single API, single reporting, abstracting all this like country-specific complexity. And then on top of that, you add the regulations, which we see in different countries evolve at different pace. But we think in Europe we have strong customer authentication, so there is a lot of different rules that you need to follow in order to process the payments. And again, if I circle back to what I said in the first part of the conversation, is that merchants want to build a business. Hunger Station CEO with who I was having dinner last night, he wants to sell more food. He wants to connect his buyers, his customers, with the drivers, with the restaurants. He wants to do this in a more efficient way. He doesn't want to go and optimize basis points against MADA or things like this. And so that's why the word enable is so important for us, is that we're a payment partner. We listen to our merchants. We try to solve their problems. And we do that at scale all around the world. And it's not necessarily obvious that it's complex, but I was mentioning we hire 100 people here this year and 1,000 plus more in 2022.
That is so completely well said. It is all about listening to your merchants. And what are some of the trends you're watching now in the MENA region? And how do you think businesses in the region will evolve with the digital economy in the years ahead?
So I think it's the key topic here that everyone is talking about, that a lot of people have asked me in the last 24 hours, obviously buy now, pay later. I think it got to a point where, when we surveyed people, more than 3/4 of the people that we surveyed would say that they'd be completely comfortable using a buy now, pay later like Tamaha to process their transactions online. So basically split the payments in installments. It's one of the fastest growing segments of fintech globally. And so there is obviously a lot to do there, because you are creating a relationship with the consumer. It's a consumer-facing product, and Checkout.com, historically, we are a true B2B product. Merchants don't see us. We've touched, I would say, probably everyone in the room here processing their credit card, but we never appear in front of the merchant. Tamaha is appearing in front of the merchant. They have the relationship to the customer. And as such, what they can do is they can expand their services and start doing more than just buy now, pay later. And one of the things that is going to be very interesting, I think, to watch is the rise of those buy now, pay laters and how they can start offering more products and more services to their consumers. This is something, it's a super fast growing industry. And again, specifically here in the Middle East and in Saudi, it's growing at an incredible pace.
Absolutely. And I want to shift gears here for just a second. And as a CEO of a company that's squarely focused on sustainability and social impact, I was really struck by how important it was for you to leave a positive legacy for you and your business. And there are many out there who say that companies should just make money and leave the rest to everyone else. But we know that businesses are stronger when it comes to a positive purpose. So years from now, when the world looks back on what you and your business has accomplished, what impact do you want to be most remembered for? And what is the change you're seeking to make?
So we started this company nearly 10 years ago, and I'm lucky because I'm a young CEO. I'm 40 years old. I have 3 children, and so I have a horizon of probably 20, 30 years. My wife would say more. She says I'll work till the end, but I really operate on a very long horizon. And we always say at Checkout, I think it's one of the operating principles, that we want to find the intersection of doing good and doing well, which means that not every dollar is worth making. I think like you want to have a positive impact in society. You want to try to drive change. You have a responsibility as a tech company to do that. I think it's very important. You know, people focus on the valuations and you know, and the numbers, the headline numbers, but I like to think about what we are doing. We're creating jobs in many markets, and a lot of emerging markets. We're enabling merchants to create those jobs also, because if you know, hunger stations, a Jarir or Jahez is like actually, you know, increasing in scales they employ, so we have that impact. And then maybe a bit more tactically, we were very proud because this year we removed 6,500 tons of CO2 from the atmosphere. So we wanted to be, you know, completely carbon neutral, which was something that was important. And we see a lot of companies who make the promises of doing it in the future. We basically bought every single carbon offset that we could find because we had 10 years to offset that one go. So it was something that, you know, that was a priority. Specifically in Saudi, I'm very proud of Reem, my country manager. You know, incredible woman. She's leading change. We've mentored this year, that was part of an initiative, more than 7,000 students in 2021.
Wow.
Here in Saudi. We have a goal to do 20,000 this year. You know, entrepreneurship has the power to change the world. And more than ever, especially with the Saudization and here for us specifically, our hiring needs, we need to get students to want to go into engineering and product career paths so we can essentially hire them and try to create specific technology here and help the local companies.
Wow. So checkout.com, dominating the market and doing well by doing good. Well, it has been such a wonderful conversation with you, Guillaume. Thank you so much for joining, and everyone give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Shukran.